everyone. So it is time to do one of the book tags that comes around once a year. The one I'm doing right now is the end of year book tag, but there are others like the mid-year freakout tag, which happens in like June and July. And that one that happens every January, that's like book superlatives that goes on. I never read enough books to really do that, but this one is all about the books we have left to read this year. So the original creator was Ariel Bissett, and I will link her 2019 video as it was the most recent time that she had done it down below. And let's get into it. Are there any books you started this year and need to finish? Yes. And actually, I have a physical copy now. This is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I started this during the stay-at-home reading rush, didn't finish it. It was a library copy, like e-copy, so I had to return it. But I went to a used bookstore recently and picked up this book because it was a phenomenal price. And I do think that not reading with the screen would be a nice way to read this. I kind of want to read it out on my patio, turn on some lights and like at night and like read this, or read this in the morning. I think this would be a great book. This is just FYI set after a pandemic in a situation in which people are having to rebuild and move on. And I'm excited to get back into this. Do you have any autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I have two, but one I'm going to use for another prompt. So I'm going to go with this one. And this is Foxlow. I started this morning, and it gives like a very spooky, fallish vibe. Actually, it opens during the winter solstice, and it follows kind of like a culty situation. And actually, I do think it's a cult, and I'm really excited to get into this. I think it's the perfect transitional book because it is getting into the colder seasons and it's got a dark and spooky vibe. And that cover, isn't that just stunning? I love a good cover artist, and they did a phenomenal job. Is there a new release you're still waiting on? So and I'll probably do a discussion on this later, but I kind of took some time off of the bookish like internet sphere for a couple of months. Somewhat unintentionally, to be honest. I got completely busy with work, and I was working crazy hours, and like I came home and just didn't want to do anything. But it had some unintended consequences, as in the last time I walked into a used bookstore, I didn't have any books on my mind. I was just kind of browsing, and I went into a Barnes & Noble's the other day because I needed a bookmark. I like those magnetic ones, and I wanted some new ones for a time where I thought I was going to be reading a lot, but I didn't end up reading a lot. And I was looking at the new release table, and I really didn't have any sort of new releases that I was anticipating because I just really wasn't aware of them, which was refreshing from having that time where every time you walked in the bookstore, you could go to a new release table and you knew of all the books, right? So that was a fun experience and refreshing, and I'll go into that later. But long story short, not really. There is one that's already out. It's like One by One by Ruth Ware, which is like her thriller that's set in winter that I want to get to. But I believe it's already out. What are 3 books you still need to read before the end of the year? Okay, well, there are so many, but I have narrowed it down to 3. The first one is Lily and the Octopus by Stephen Rowley. I've been wanting to read this book for a year or 2 now. And I do think this is around the time when it would be best to read it. Apparently there's a Thanksgiving scene, and it's almost Thanksgiving, so I think this is a good addition. Plus, I'm a sucker for dogs. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Gabrielle Zevin. This is a book that I've had on my radar since probably 2014, 2015. So it's definitely time to give it a go. And I do think it's probably like a fall or winter themed book. I'm hoping like there's some magical elements to it. And oh my gosh, that's kind of cool. This cover has the original cover of the book and the cover. The other one is Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. I originally picked this up shortly after it came out. I was dying to read it. But when I read the description, I was like, no, it has to be like a fall winter book because it is set in a prestigious boarding school. Maybe things are going bad. So yes, this is the perfect book to read right now. Is there still a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Yes, I have a favorite book. I'm not, like, it is one of the best books I've read in a long time. But there's always the chance something could surpass it. I do think Lily and the Octopus has the ability to maybe do that. Again, I'm a sucker for dogs. Apparently this book can make people cry. If you elicit an emotional response from me, you know. So it has the chance to beat out my favorite book, which I'm not going to say what that is because you'll have to wait till December or January. Well, like end of December, like December 31st, but probably I won't announce my favorite book of the year till January 2nd or January 1st. Stay tuned. Have you already started making reading plans for 2020? Honestly, not really. I've started working on like my Booktube channel plans through the end of the year and looking into the first like week or so in January. But actual like reading goals, reading plans, things like that, not necessarily. I'm doing a project right now, but I don't have anything set in stone. I haven't even really mulled over ideas for next year. That will probably start happening around November, December for me. And so we'll just have to see what that is. Let me tell you, somebody on Booktube who's probably already started like planning out all of her reading challenges for the year because she's the queen of reading challenges, blows my mind, is Sarah over at The Bookish Knitter. I'll leave her channel link down below. But if you want somebody who's probably already planned out all of her reading challenges and it's not even November 1st yet, it would be Sarah. I, however, am not that far along. Let's be real. And that's it. If you do the tag, please link your video down below and or your blog post or wherever you decide to do it. And if you want to answer the questions but don't have a place to do it, answer the questions in my comment section below. And I would love to hear your responses, especially for fall and winter themed books. If you live in the Southern Hemisphere, also feel free to answer because I'm going to need some summary reads coming up in the new year because we get out of winter probably in beginning of March. It starts getting really warm. So I'll need light and fluffy season coming up in about 4 months. So you can start planning that for me. And I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.